And welcome back to Against the Suits, the gambling arm of this show, The Hard Count, here on the On3 YouTube channel. Brought to you and presented by BetMGM. Here's the deal, man. We're swinging a hot bat. Are we drinking our own Kool-Aid? Are we listening to our own, sound bites in the media talking about how maybe, just maybe, we are the hottest gambling show in college football right now? No. Turned all that off. Put on the earmuffs. Not eating the rat poison. 18-12 on the year. We are 4-2 each of the last 2 weeks, so 8-4 in our last 12. All I'm saying is we're not getting complacent. We're not getting complacent. It's full speed ahead. If you want to tail all our bets here, or you want to fade all our bets here, make sure you're subscribed. Also, Instagram, Twitter, at JD PicKell. I'll be posting all these plays also on those platforms, so make sure you're dialed in and following over there. So here's how it works. 5 picks, then at your own risk. Okay, a little extra work. We call it the biceps after the squat day. So here we go. First pick on the board for us. Notre Dame versus Boise State. The spread is 20.5. Big number. Kind of a scary number, right? Guess what? Safe games, safe prizes. This whole slate is gross. Like absolutely just atrocious, ugly, whatever you want to say. I'm trusting the spot for Notre Dame. Hey, listen, 2 losses, back against the wall. Marcus need to cover like it's my job. Freeman, I think we see some style points, and maybe, just maybe, it's back and forth a little bit. Notre Dame controls the game, but they backdoor themselves in 20.5. We'll go ahead and take that, lock it in. Notre Dame minus 20.5 against Boise State. The first play of this slate. This is, if you've watched this segment, you know we get a little grimy, greasy when it comes to our situational plays on the totals. I got the first half under 20.5, Texas at Florida. Now, here's what I want to make sure I say. There is a world we could live in here where we finish the first quarter and we're looking at a 10-0, 7-7 kind of game. Do not be shook when you see both these first drives look competent, because both quarterbacks are talented. Sark is a wizard as a play caller. Billy Napier is still calling the plays for Florida. I don't know if he's going to dial up a game-winning opening drive. This would be the one to do it, or a winner of an opening drive. This would be the one to do it. But here's the thing. Weather, not great. Not great. Slick ball, slippery ball, slimy ball, however you want to phrase it. Not going to be great ball security in this game. Hopefully the first half for us betting the under. 2 great defenses, 2 struggling quarterbacks. Do not fall for the opening drive. Don't cash out when you see DJ Lagway throw a touchdown pass in the opening drive and Arch run one in on the opening drive for Texas. Stay the course. Hang in there. First half under 20.5, Texas, Florida. Take that to the bank. Now, this is one we're not overthinking for our next play here. Texas Tech goes to Houston. Now, listen, Houston, we appreciate what y'all are for the college football world. I appreciate Willie Fritz. I appreciate Connor Wegman and his comeback story right now going over back home to Houston. But we forgive, we don't forget. All right, now we bury the body. We keep track of where it's at in the cemetery, okay? We don't forget y'all putting us in the cinematic recap of the Colorado game after we picked Colorado to beat y'all, and it was just an earnest take. We don't forget that. So with that being said, you haven't covered the spread since that happened. It's not starting here. Texas Tech minus 11.5. The best team in the country against the spread. Will Hammond, Baron Morton, don't care who gets the majority of the snaps in this game. Baron Morton going to start, just for the record. We'll take it the old-fashioned way. Texas Tech minus 11.5, and the chickens come home to roost in H-Town. Hate to see it. Not really. Miami at Florida State. Another gross one. First quarter, under 12.5. This is going to get sweaty. All right, sauna level sweaty. Put on the hoodie, put on the trash bag, whatever you got to do. It's going to get real toasty, okay? Both teams are going to run it, so I am banking on a quick first quarter. That is my hope here. We got to survive the Florida State shot play they'll have early on here. We know Gus Malzahn likes to dial it up, take a peek, Squirrel White, Deuce Robinson. I don't know. I don't care. As long as it is not a touchdown and then an answer from Miami, or as long as it's just like a, hey, big gain there from Florida State if they hit on it, little field goal action. First quarter under bets for us this year have not lost. Knock on wood if you're with me. I'm just saying, I think this is a spot now where we see a quick first quarter, 12.5. I don't see 2 touchdowns being scored in this first quarter. I've been wrong before, but not on first quarter unders. All right, we move forward. First half under here. Notice, a lot of unders. Over is kind of the attractive, fun play. We're going to go with having more fun when we make our money. How about that? That's more fun. First half under. Kentucky, Georgia's at 25.5. Listen, Kentucky is desperate. Coming off a loss to South Carolina. They're desperate. Nothing more dangerous than a desperate dog. That's Kentucky right now. Georgia, maybe a little Bama hangover. I'd be color me shocked with a streak of magenta if Georgia loses this game. However, I do think we see Georgia that first half maybe stretch out a little bit. Gunnar Stockton's kind of getting his sea legs back. Okay, it was Bama. Now it's Kentucky. Not the same logo to get excited about. Kentucky has played Georgia close 2 of the last 3 years. Now, they like that game a lot more when it's in Lexington. I digress. This is in Athens. Both these teams are top 20 when it comes to the percentage of time they run the football. Both 60% of the time are putting the ball on the ground. What does that mean? Tick, 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 tick. Okay, so quick first quarter, quick second quarter, under 25.5. I like that in this game for Georgia, Kentucky. So those are our 5. Kentucky, Georgia, under 25.5. Miami, Florida State, under first quarter. Texas Tech covering the number against Houston. Texas, Florida, under in the first half for them. And then Notre Dame covering their big number against Boise State. But here's the extra work. Workout's over. Go ahead. If you want to go get your muscle milk and go to class, whatever, that's all you. But if you're really about that life, want to get some extra work in here, maybe you have a later schedule, if you will. You don't have to go to class for a while. You're not going to go home and sleep. Get that extra work in right now. The At Your Own Risk play, which hit last week. Been a rough start for the At Your Own Risk plays, but we back on the right side of things. We're going to double dip. Because, listen, this slate, when it comes to betting, makes me very nervous. There's not a lot of stuff that jumps out to me of like, oh, hey, this is free money for the boys. Going to make sure we get this in there. But MGM is bowing up a little bit here after these last 4 and 2 weeks we've had the last 2 weeks. I'm going to double dip on the Miami-Florida State game. I think Miami and the violence they possess on the offensive line will ultimately be too much for Florida State in this game. I think it's Miami minus 4.5 in this spot. So that's the At Your Own Risk play for us. I could see Miami covering by like a touchdown. If it gets bet upwards, I'd be a little bit concerned, but that line's moving the other way. We'll go ahead and lean into that. Miami minus 4.5 at Florida State is the play for the At Your Own Risk. So, Cato, you have been phenomenal on this all year long, trying to keep us all in line, trying to keep us within the kind of the bumpers, if you will, on this bowling alley. Tell us where we're right. Tell us where we're wrong. What are you fading and following of these 6 picks at this point in time?
Pat on the back for the back-to-back 4 and 2 weeks, first of all.
I appreciate that.
Got to give you your flowers there. Chaotic week. Messy slate. I like the way you've controlled the chaos, and I like this board a lot that they're working with here. Notre Dame, minus 20.5 against Boise State, following that very easily. App State got taken back to the woodshed against Boise State last week. It was a 47-14 game. That had a lot more to do with App State than Boise State. I hate to inform the people that. It is with a heavy heart that I say that. Okay. I think Notre Dame is going to be in lopsided win mode the rest of the year whenever they can do it, and I don't think they're going to be stopped in this game, and I think they're going to run up the score. If we're running fake punts against Arkansas, when we're up 30 points, God help Boise State. Following you as well, Texas versus Florida, first half under 20.5. I love that. Last 2 first halves combined for Florida, 10 points.
Stats by Cato.
It's not looking good.
Jeez.
It's not looking good. And that's against an LSU, that's against a Miami, and now Texas comes to town, which might be the best defense of all of them. So I don't know if Florida's going to hold up their end of the bargain there. Texas might, which would be the only thing that could worry me if Arch does something. But the quarterback play across both of those, we're following you there for sure.
Let's go.
Might be my favorite follow. Texas Tech, minus 11.5. Houston. This one went up. It was at 10.5. Is now up to 11.5. It could be 14.5, and I'd like it. Houston is one of the more fraudulent teams that's 4-0 in the country right now. Yeah, I said it.
I like it.
Just making enemies with the Cougars right now.
It.
We're making enemies with the Cougars right now. But they're 4-0 and Texas Tech's 4-0 are just not created equal. Like, these teams are not the same. I think Wegman's going to struggle to get protection. I think Texas Tech is not going to struggle getting that backfield in. The quarterbacks, I think we see some Hammond in this game to close it out just because it could get ugly in H-Town.
Just for fun.
Following you there. This one's a baby follow. I don't love. The first quarter unders just scare me, man. You've been doing great with them, but they never sit well with me. I haven't been in a position of comfort watching these in real time for the first quarter. Notably, though, all season, Miami, 0 touchdowns allowed in the first quarter. I don't know if that starts with Thomas Castellanos, so I like that part of it. But the Tommy C of it all, the rivalry of it all, that game just scares me, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. First fade, though, Kentucky at Georgia, first half under 25.5. It's a weird non-round number. I just don't think Georgia's defense has been good enough, especially to start games, to where I can just like confidently say that over's not going to hit. First two SEC matchups for Kentucky, 13 points in the first half, 10 points in the first half. I think they could do that against Georgia as well. And I think Kirby coming off of a loss with all of these consecutive slow starts, 21 points given up to Tennessee in the first quarter, 0 points on their half. Slow start again for Alabama. I think they're going to be intentional about trying to start off well. So I think the combination of Georgia's defense maybe not looking like it has in the past, and their offense probably trying to start fast intentionally coming off the Alabama game. I think I fade that one just because I think in general, just given all those factors, I think there could be some room for upside. But that is a lot of points, though. So I'm, again, not chest out fade, but
I like it.
A baby fade there for sure. At your own risk, I'm just going to say it's a risk I'm not willing to take. We talked about it all week. Florida State coming off the loss, potentially more dangerous than Florida State coming off of a win, head held high, undefeated. They're at home. Miami's good. I love them in the trenches. I think Miami's going to win. But the Tommy C of it all and just the Florida State coming off of a loss, that is a stay away from me. Like, Caden is not willing to take the risk this week. But other than that, I love what you got going on here. I think it's again, not the prettiest slate, not the prettiest, bets made, but I like it. I like what you got going on here a lot. The first three are big follows for me. The first three are follow the leader. I think that's 3-0. And then why not finish strong? Why not finish the slate and not just go 4-2? Maybe a 5-1, maybe an undefeated week. I believe in you. Let's see what we got.
Well, one, I appreciate you helping us corral, because there's a lot of you know how this feels whenever you put together your own card for a Saturday. You look it up and down and you're like, man, this might be the perfect week. So if we were aligned on this, I think I'd be more nervous, because then if we're both like, hey, this is no way this misses, it's like, oh boy. I think you and I had a week like that. And it was our worst week on the show. And it's not to say anything of you. It was a hard slate. It was early on. It just was what it was. So the fact that we are aligned enough on this makes me feel good. The numbers you brought, though, were money. No pun intended. The Kentucky first half totals, the way they've been scoring in the first half, that makes me a little bit hesitant. I think I also said, too, after Thomas Castellanos beat Alabama, I said I would not bet against him. I think I said it sort of as an expression or turn of phase. I unfortunately am going back on my word there, not meaning to be fraudulent. Anything that you like, Cato, on this board, you don't have to have an answer here. I know that you're one that you'll browse the BetMGM app. I think Texas Tech was the one that you said most. Here's a better question for you, not to make you just pick a random game. If you have a random game, great. Duke Cal, Sicko's Hour special. Will you be touching that 3-point spread that I believe is currently favoring the road team in Duke, if I'm not misinformed there?
Yeah, so overall, you just got to feel better about this stuff when you have numbers to back it up. Like week 1, week 2, whatever, just throwing stuff at the wall, trying to make it work. Once I have numbers, like I talked, some of the stats we mentioned, I feel better about even if the bet loses. Because then it's okay, Miami would have to do something they haven't done all year to get to that first quarter. You know what I mean? So it's I feel even better just given the information. You can charge it to the game a little bit. But for the game you specifically asked about with Duke and Cal, it's in the stay away zone for me, because I've been kind of fading Duke all offseason and in the season, and it's kind of worked.
Yeah.
But now at this game, Duke going across the country, there's that part of it. There's the JKS of it all. There's the fact that Cal's only loss, I believe, is a complete blowout to San Diego State.
Yeah,
that's just absolutely random.
Yeah.
That puts it in the stay away zone for me. I don't think either of these teams is particularly good or particularly better than the other, so I don't really have a lean. I'm just excited. It might be one of those ones where you just get excited to watch the quarterback play and see what happens. But if it wasn't a good slate during the day and had some L's and wanted to get my lick back in the Sicko's Hour special,
chase it a little bit,
I'd probably lean Duke just because I think as the season goes on, I don't think Manny Diaz's team's going to play this sloppy all season. The Illinois game and some of these other games, they played the Tulane game, they were just beating themselves. You'd like to think on the road, you have a long flight to kind of hone things in, and you're playing a Cal team that, despite you having your shortcomings during the season and your self-inflicted wounds, you haven't gotten blown out by a group of 5 team 30-0, whatever the score was. So I like just the floor a little bit more. The floor is a little bit more comfortable for me with Duke compared to the ceiling of what either team could be. So that's where I'd lean if it was some of these don't hit. We're late in the night. Hey, let's get some of our money back here. I'd put it in Duke's hands, probably over Cal right now.
Yeah, and Darian Mensah too. He hasn't played poor. He's had some poor
no help
showings.
Dude. No help, dude. They're not helping him out.
Cooper Barkett, the Harvard transfer, been a big get for them via the portal, along with Mensah. But outside of that, you're like the Illinois game was just so ugly. Yeah, it's a stay away for me. I'm going to see how that game goes, and then maybe we get in there at half or get in there live and mix it up. But I'm with you. The lean there is definitely with the old Fighting Manny Diaz's. And we'll see how it all unfolds, man. But great stuff, Cato, as always. We will see where we are after the dust settles on Saturday night into Sunday morning if you're a sicko's hour, as I know you watching this show likely are. Make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already. Again, follow on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, at Judy PicKell. I post the full card there, so if you miss something, we're talking fast, we're moving fast. All of our plays are on my socials. So follow me again, Instagram, Twitter, at JD PicKell. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. This has been Against the Suits, presented by BetMGM. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all